Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to F1 2020 here for round 10 of FTR for the Russian Grand Prix, the season finale. And we're going to start off with qualifying. We'll talk about the championship in a bit. Our first banker lap of our first lap of a 1:31.8 keeps us provisional P6 for this Grand Prix. We're going to start our final lap here with 21 seconds left to go, and we're going to try and better this result. Get a bit further up the field. That will get pole. There's a new driver in for this race, Mr. Binotto, who he's ridiculously quick. He's like Evo levels of pace, which will be problematic as will be explained during the formation lap. So far, we haven't improved much. I don't expect to improve much through this part of the track. It's not very tyre dependent based. It's all pretty much straights, flat out. But we're going through the first sector by 3/100ths of a second, and as we go through the twisty part of the middle sector, we're actually gaining time to now go up to be about 4/10ths up. Go up to 5/10ths as we go on to start the long back straights. The first, the second DRS zone that we'll be in for the race, which will be coming up in a few moments. About 1/2 now. As you see, we're actually ahead of Websy in P4, so that's going to guarantee us at least P4 if we continue this pace throughout the lap. We need to improve by just over 3/10ths to get P4. We don't know what the times are above that. I know Mr. Binotto's done like a 1:30 or something. We're currently about 5.5/10ths up as we go through the penultimate corner, which jumps to about 6/10ths as we go through the final corner. Lock up the inside front a tiny bit, but we come across and we improve by just over 6/10ths of a second. That puts us into P3 with Binotto in first and crucially Evo in fourth. Now for the race, simple one stop. It is Russia. It's a bit overcast to start off with, then it's going to become more sunny, but tyre temperatures aren't going to be an issue. Overfueling the car by not a lot, but enough just in case it's a safety car. And as you can see that we come up on the screen now, this is the championship table. Currently we reside 26 points behind Evo. A win is possible. From what I know now, coming into this race, Evo has 3 wins, I have 2. So if neither of us get driver of the day and I win and get fastest lap, which is what I need to do, I need to get all the points. 26 points will mean we draw the championship and it'll go down to the amount of wins. We're tied on wins, 3 apiece this season, which will go down, and then it'll go down to second places, which I don't actually know who has more second places. I should go check that quickly. But it's going to be tough, guaranteed. Looking at it, I think Evo has more second places, so we need to win, get fastest lap, get driver of the day, and Evo doesn't have to score to do this. I did make a mistake last episode, thinking that Evo had a 13-point lead and now a 23-point lead going into this final round. AlphaTauri pretty good on the championship. We're not overly worried about them. I've actually made a mistake, as I'm just checking now on the Discord. Evo is actually 23 points ahead of me, so that changes things. I need to win, and ignoring bonus points for fastest lap, I need to win. He needs to come second to win the title. Not second, he needs to come 9th and get 2 points. If he finishes 10th without fastest lap or driver of the day, I will win. If I get fastest lap and driver of the day, then he needs to finish 8th, I believe. But this is Russia. It's going to be difficult. Track limits are a major issue. Mr. Binotto is ridiculously quick. Basnet is also very quick. But we've got to hope. Mathematically speaking, we can do it. So let's just... my mind frame was, as I started this race, I accepted I'd lost the title. I was a lot calmer going into this race. That's an issue. I'm very nervous when league racing. My foot like shakes so much. But anyway, we're getting ready to start the final round. We've got 4 lights now, we've got 5 lights, and it's lights out, away we go. Very early for Dodger there, he gets a drive-through penalty for that instantly. We get a pretty average start, but Evo gets off to an absolute flyer. He's getting covered off by Bastonator, a bit of aggressive defending there, but all within the rule book. As you can see, Origin's Pink looking for a move around our outside. He actually makes it work. And then Bastonator gets tagged by Penk. Penk makes up 2 positions at one corner. Jimmy Jones makes up a position on both of myself and Bastonator. So it's a terrible start. We're down to P7. We've actually got Bastonator and Ron Season going up our inside. I back out of it, and so does Ron Season. Otherwise, that would have been an airplane crash, to use Crofty's analysis. We nearly tagged the back of Bastonator going to that corner. It's been a massively manic start so far. Not the start we needed. He has got into 2nd position. He's not leading. Dodger's currently in the lead, but he's got a drive through for the jump start. So too does Websy actually. So it's going to rule them pretty much out of contention, barring no safety cars. Yes. For this race, my plan was go in, accept I lost the title, and just do the best I can. I knew in the back of my mind I could still win it. So let's just hope and do what we can, and then it's up to Evo to decide his own fate, per se. As you can see, it's still quite a hefty scrap up there for P4. I believe Dodge is disconnected. He was having more connection issues through this race, I was told. But it's currently a 4-way, and once I get involved, a 5-way scrap. Dodge's car is ghosting through, so that's going to be him pretty much out of this race. Or out of this battle, rather. You see, it's still scrapping a lot there. The top 2 haven't actually pulled away as much as I thought. I've completely lost my train of thought. Yes, I'm just hoping that Mr. Binotto holds up Evo and doesn't run away. Yes, the issue I had with Binotto going into this race is obviously he's an extra driver that I have to beat and get a title out of. Get the win from. You know what I'm trying to say. He's a lovely chap, but you know, that's like one more obstacle I have to overcome. But we shall see. Who knows? The safety cars can change the race. We saw that in the Dutch Grand Prix Origins. Penk loses on the corner, actually retires. He was in a great position. He was in 3rd place up until that point, and as you see, safety car comes out. Not really relevant safety car, just gives us a chance to save some fuel. It was only out for a couple of laps. We're not going to pit, obviously. A bit ridiculous to try and pit. We could have gone on to hards, but there's no point. It's Russia, the tyre wear's negligible at best. At worst, rather. As you can see, getting ready for the restart. There's a bit of contact, I believe, up here between Binotto and Evo. I don't know what happened there. There might have been a bit of argy-bargy, or lack of attention being paid, but we don't get off the best of restarts. Our tyres are pretty cold, so we've had to use a little bit of overtake just to stay relatively close to Bastonator and defend from Ron Season, who is actually putting a little bit of pressure on us at the moment. But hopefully through the middle sector he will lose pace in the wake of my dirty air, and we'll be able to catch us to the back of Bastonator. And Jimmy Jones winning in an excellent P3 for the Haas team. As you saw on the constructors table, there's a massive scrap for I think P3 for the constructors. There's also a pretty big scrap amongst the midfield too. There's has to be a lovely season for that. And see, Jimmy Jones actually got overtaken by Bastonator there. Bastonator went around the outside and I believe tagged Jimmy Jones. It sent him spinning into the wall. Brought out on the safety car. Everyone pitted a couple of laps before the safety car window, but like I said, safety car will give us pretty much no tyre wear. You see we're actually holding up Evo there in the pits, which was rather nice. So the safety car sort of came at like a nice time, although everyone pitted, so it really didn't benefit us all too much. Yeah, nothing was submitted in terms of the stewards for that incident. I don't think anything was submitted. Even if there were incidents, I think everyone was just like, you know, it's the last race. Not much can be really done about it, especially with that incident. As you can see here, there's some more shenanigans going on between Binotto and Evo. One of the one of the Alfa Romeos and another car actually stayed out. We'll have to see who those are, but they stayed out on soft compound tyres, or they may have pitted on lap 1 because of damage. So they've actually inherited the lead, but their tyres should start to go off towards the end of the race. But I think pace-wise, the top 6, or Binotto, Evo, Bastogne and myself will make quick work of them. See one of them, H2O Cloud. He's already lost 2 spots, I believe. It's my teammate for this race. He's on the hard tyres, doing quite well. He's going to be scoring some points that should hopefully secure AlphaTauri's position as the Constructors' Champion. Which would be nice to do that, regardless of what happens with the championship at the end. We'll have to see what happens with that. As you can see here, Bastogne we're all over the back of H2O Cloud. We're on fresh mediums, he's on hards, and it'll be a short while now before we both get past him. Maybe Bastogne will have a look into the third sector complex, the end of the straight. I'm still playing it cautious. I'm very cautious during league races. You can see, I think H2O Cloud's put it down into lean and standard, or lean and normal for the overtakes. We do a massive dive at the inside. Maybe tagged him a little bit going through that corner, but I think he let us both go, or just didn't fight it all too much, which is helpful. Didn't lose too much time, and now we've got to try and stick close to Bastogne to keeping his DRS, which we're able to do. See, Wax has actually stayed out on the soft compound tyres. I don't know whether he pitted during the first safety car, whether he's doing a 2-stop maybe trying to drag these softs to the end, who knows. But we're closing up to the back of him now. Didn't run into shape and move going into the first corner, we're a bit too far back. I've been very good this race. The leaders aren't actually pulling away too much, they're only about a couple of seconds in front, so this could turn into a lovely scrap for the lead. After this, see Wax getting a pretty poor run through there. Maybe have a look at the inside into this next corner. We have a little nosy in there, but nothing does of it. We decide to wait for the DRS, make sure the move stakes one a bit right there. But no warning comes of it. Yes, I have to say, I was very good this race for keeping my ERS in check. This track is a big wear on ERS. There are quite a lot of heavy braking zones, but it wears out quite a lot down the straight. You see here we put up into overtake. Got DRS, we should be able to fly past Wax going into this third sector. So he goes to the inside, we go right around the outside, and normal braking point pretty done deal move there. I don't think he thought that all too much. Although he's sticking with us, so maybe we'll have to watch out going down the main straight. As you can see there, cutting away, nothing actually came of it. We now cut onto lap 15, and a big moment here. Evo pulls into the pits. I believe there was contact between him and Mr. Binotto, so I believe he's lost some of his front wing, or I could be completely wrong, and he has pitted just to go for fastest lap, knowing that he's probably won the title. Who knows? Currently at this point, I need driver of the day and the win to keep him behind. But as you see, if you track that little yellow dot on the mini map going through sector 3 now, that is Evo, and I believe he is in 7th or 6th position. He's in 6th position as Bastogne gets pretty out of shape there. I was surprised by that move too, not really knowing what he was doing there. Maybe he let us go knowing that we were faster, or accepting the fact that he has penalties. But Mr. Binotto is currently 3 seconds ahead of us with 11 laps to go, but he doesn't have, but I don't have any penalties. He has 11 seconds worth of penalties. So this is going to be interesting, very, very interesting. At this point I did start to slip back into getting very nervous, because I knew I could win this race. I just had to stick with him and not pick up any penalties. That was the main thing. In the back of my mind, I was always thinking one of those penalties might have been for safety car infringement and could get moved. Nothing actually came through for the steward, so spoiler there, he kept the 11 second worth of penalties and didn't get any appealed. But now the task still remains, we can't pick up any penalties, and we just got to hope that we can stick relatively close to him, and Bastogne doesn't fight us all too much. I think Bastogne would let us go in the hope that we can drag him along closer to Binotto, and Bastogne can maybe pick up P2. But we've also got to watch out for Websy as well. On the hard compound tyres, those tyres will be fading in quite nicely at the end of this race, and he too does not have any penalties. So if I pick up 1 or 2 penalties and Binotto gets 1 or 2 more, there is a potential that Websy could maybe win this race. So to a Bastinator if he doesn't pick him up penalties. He does actually just have a little luck up the inside there against turn 1, but nothing really does with that move. And now we're just going to go through a sequence, lap by lap. You can see the gap there, 4.7, 4.5, and then 5.1. He actually Binotto picked up an extra penalty, so now he is 14 seconds ahead of us, but we get a penalty there. That's our first penalty of the Grand Prix on lap, the end of lap 22. I was actually pretty happy with that. But currently, we need to be within 11 seconds of him to get the victory, and hopefully we'll be able to do it. You see on lap 26 now, and on to the last lap of the Grand Prix, we pick up a second penalty, but that doesn't actually affect our result there, which is awfully nice. I didn't expect the video to, or at least that to end up. Oh no, it doesn't. Okay, well, I guess you know what happens now. I don't know what went on there with the recording. I saw lap 27, but yes. Anyway, we have 6 seconds worth of penalties. He has 14. Currently, at this point, I didn't know about the 5-second penalties, so I just hoped he wouldn't submit anything that would get it removed, and we've got to be within 8 seconds of him. But also, look closely. Websy is 7.2 seconds behind me. If he finds 1.2 seconds on this lap, which is very doable, because I'm taking this relatively slow but also quite quickly, Websy could be in for a great chance of maybe winning this race. You see the gap is very, very close now with 7.3, 7.5 as we go onto the back straight, but I know that I'm better through the final sector than Binotto. I've been seeing that. I'm constantly checking the sector times. We've got enough fuel, we've got only 10% of ERS, but it's not going to matter. We're actually setting personal best first and second sector. You see we're now 7.3 seconds down on him, 7.4 now going with 4 corners left to go. Get the car nicely in, make sure we short shift, don't spin all the wheels, keep it in lean, get good traction. 7.2 seconds, we're going to the final 2 corners. Binotto comes across the line to win, but as we come over the line, we are 7.2 seconds behind him, and we come ahead of him by 0.6 of a second, but keep an eye on Websy, because Websy might find something in these last couple of corners. Unfortunately he doesn't, he finishes only a second behind. Look at that. First, second, third and fourth separated by about a second and a half by the time the penalties come in. But unfortunately we did what we needed to do. We didn't pick up fastest lap, that went to Evo. He pitted onto a fresh set of soft compound tyres and I believe finished 6th. So that's it. You know, we've won 3 out of the 10 races this season. I'm very happy with that result. But unfortunately we don't pick up the title for myself. For AlphaTauri we've got the constructors. It was all in vain. I did what I needed to do. I did the best I could. I won the race. I was very happy that I won the race, but unfortunately it didn't amount to anything, which is a bit annoying. You see that really, really close between the top 4, which was quite nice. My teammate picking up a point as well. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. You know, if things had gone differently, we're only 8 points behind in the championship. If things had gone differently in the Dutch Grand Prix, if I'd have not retired from the Italian Grand Prix because I crashed, if I'd have had that, there's a couple of incidents in Britain and not spun on those mediums, should have, could have, would have, didn't. But hopefully better luck for the new season of FTR, which will be coming out very soon. It's a different style of league, but I'm not going to do any spoilers. If you want to see that, please do leave a like, share this video and subscribe to the channel if you're new for plenty more FTR and My Team career mode videos, and I'll catch you all very soon.